Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, blogtalk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Wrestling Heads Radio here on the Elite Podcast Network. I am Skits, and I'm joined here with my co-hosts. We got Tom and Oscar. What is going on, gentlemen?
Not much, man. I just feel like not doing the show today and watch Swerve, but that's just a swerve.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's been a good weekend for wrestling. I can't say the same for tonight. But I'll get into that in a little bit.
Can we end the show early, man? I want to watch Swerve already. I messed with you. Come on.
Why do you want to watch that? That looks like
because I was a big Jackass fan when the show was going on, and then it had a good show. It had 3 movies out. I was a big fan of it, and then I'll say I'm glad I met Wee Man at a strip club. So. Yeah, it was.
But this isn't Jackass. So this is like WWE produced like Punked. Like it's like Punked, but WWE version. I don't know.
Maybe you could say that.
I don't think
the good thing about it.
Jackass into it too. I see some Jackass in it too. So
the good thing about it is Oscar can watch it on demand on the WWE Network, anytime, any place, anywhere.
Yeah. So let's hurry up to the show.
Wow.
Fucking Oscar. Did you want to say something?
No, you just said, Oh,
I thought you was going to say something, but...
No.
Tonight, Monday Night Raw. Don't know what to say, but one thing I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Jay fucking Lethal. Yeah, I'm jumping the Ring of Honor people early. I didn't get to see the whole pay-per-view, but I do know Jay Lethal won the title from Jay Briscoe. I'm pretty sure both of you guys saw the pay-per-view, and you guys have probably more thoughts on that matchup, which I'm going to just go pass it on to both of you guys, so you guys can go ahead and talk about that match. And Thursday, when we have the show, I'll share my thoughts on the match. I only seen like 2 matches, I believe. I bet in the world so far. Finish it.
All right. I would like to start off. Maybe we're gonna talk Ring of Honor first, and we usually don't do that on Mondays, but I'm fine with it. I guess we could start off talking about the main event and go the other way around. I enjoyed the match. Something had to end. Either Jay Lethal's television title reign or, Jay Briscoe's never got pinned or submit for 2 years. Some streak had to end, and what a way to end it. And Jay Lethal won the title. I think with just what Tom said about Jay Lethal, and I don't know if any of their listeners listen to Wrestle Chat with Tom and Matt, this is his whole career, he's been overlooked, when he was in TNA and maybe a little bit of Ring of Honor as well, the guy had talent, but no one really looked, and they gave him a look, he just overlooked, Jay Lethal had this dumb Macho Man gimmick, but, I just feel like when he returned to Ring of Honor, he became more himself, and it finally paid off. The heel turn basically really, really helped him out. And since he turned heel, won that TV title, he's been on fire. He's been. Some people say he's the greatest Ring of Honor television champion of all time. I would not be surprised. And look at that list you had who had won that title. You had CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole. The list goes on and on. Who a former Ring of Honor television champion. And you want to call Jay Lethal the greatest? And, probably. There's some people might don't think so, but hey, why not? Just his name got to be in there in there somehow, some way. But now you win the world title. I mean, he deserved it. That I'm glad he showed emotions. His family was there. When he came out and showed his family, it's obvious he won the damn thing. But it's great for Ring of Honor, and I'm proud of Jay Lethal. He deserves that moment. And I just hope, with all these rumors going around, that, I pray for Ring of Honor don't lose Jay Lethal the next couple months, because now there's rumors that WWE could be interested in Jay Lethal. So if they lose Jay Lethal, that will hurt Ring of Honor big time, because you build them up all this time, and then you lose him for him to sign with WWE. I mean, that will fucking hurt Ring of Honor big time. So let's just see what happens in the next few months. But right now, I'm happy.
Can I comment on that?
Hold on. I'm just happy for him to win the title, and now you can comment.
Basically, what I'm saying, what I want to say is, it's definitely a great deal to have Jay Lethal as the Ring of Honor champ right now. Yes. But when you have one of the biggest promotions that are very interested in you, the WWE, that's a big deal for Jay Lethal. That means he's been watched by other promotions, and even if he would leave, I don't think that hurts the company, because they still got guys like our the person we had on here on WH Radio last week. They still got guys that like Roddy Strong, Adam Page, who I thought had a great tag team matchup with the Decade going against ACH and Matt Sydal. Adam Page is the future of that company also. He's another guy that's the future of that company. Kyle O'Reilly is another guy. He's a future Ring of Honor champ. I mean, I really don't think it will hurt them. They'll just get much better.
I just think, I just feel bad because Ring of Honor wasted their time on this guy pretty much a whole year. But then say he decides to go to WWE, I mean, who you put in the strap? You bring it back to Briscoe again? Are you going to do that? Are you going to give it to Roderick Strong, who's not?
Like I said, Kyle O'Reilly.
They might go that route, but the way they did it with
Jay Lethal,
building he did all year,
Oscar,
it was perfect. Perfect.
Another thing, Oscar, it's just like all that talk about Jay Lethal going to the WWE is all, but hold that thought real quick. We have a caller at a 540 area code. If you want to talk Ring of Honor or Raw, let us know what's going on. 540, you're live on air.
I'd just like to talk about Monday Night Raw.
What's going on? Talk to us.
How you doing? My name is John from the Virginia Front Row Virginia line, and I'm calling in tonight to talk about Monday Night Raw.
What would you like to talk about, man?
Well, the ending of the show with Rollins and his authority and him trying to apologize to J&J and Kane. And then you have Brock Lesnar show up and try to beat up on Rollins until J&J and Kane do decide to forgive Rollins by beating Brock Lesnar up and going for his leg. I mean, this authority thing's been dragging on way too long. Somebody's got to put an end to this.
I'm with you. The whole authority, stable. Seth Rollins, with Kane and J&J, it's pretty getting old. I'm looking forward to seeing Seth Rollins do things on his own, and I'm hopefully somehow him and Brock have a one-on-one matchup, you know, it's gonna lead down to something where Triple H and Authority turn their back on Seth. So,
can I ask another question too?
go for it.
I know we couldn't. I know Dolph Ziggler and Lana are together, but seeing Rusev, I don't know if that was Charlotte or Summer Rae, but I have to assume that was Summer Rae. Yes. Thank you, because I knew it was Summer Rae all this time.
Definitely, man. You want to talk about anything else before we let you go?
No, thank you, but I'm always on my Facebook and Twitter. I'm John Groves, and my Facebook and Twitter, I just wanted to plug myself, okay?
Hey, hold on, real quick. I have one more question. Do you follow us on Twitter?
Not really, but if you give me the webpage, I'll follow you guys.
Well, follow at Wrestling Heads. That's WRESTLING Heads. Wrestling
All right,
Heads.
man. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the call. Hopefully I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Bye.
Shout out to John Gray's name, right?
Yeah, something like that. We apologize if we got it wrong.
Yeah, guys.
Anyway.
We'll definitely get into some Raw talk here, basically. But let's get that Ring of Honor talk. Like I was saying, Oscar, like, it's all rumors. You know, just because you're in it, like, I could be interested in, like, moving, but it doesn't mean I'm, like going to move. You know what I mean? Like, this is
I know.
It's all
I'm
talk
not
right
saying he's
now.
going to, but let's just wait and see. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I'm just hoping he doesn't. But let's just wait and see. I mean, I understand there's money offered to him right there. He's 30 years old, you know. So we just wait and see what Jay Lethal does. He's 30 years old, Jay Lethal. And if you have money in front of your face...
Me and Jay Lethal the same age, just about?
Almost, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'm saying, if money goes to your face, you know, he's going to get older, he'd probably take that opportunity. Like, you know what? Maybe I can take this money now until I probably get 35. And, you know, I probably will never make this money when I'm 35. I'm still doing indies, you know? So...
Right.
We'll just wait and see.
What's your thoughts on this, Tom?
Well, yeah, as I explained on Friday, I personally thought that this was Jay Briscoe's best title defense matchup to date. The match itself was excellent. Not a lot of near falls, which I think really added to the match. And, you know, I got to give a lot of props to Ring of Honor for really building up this matchup to make it seem like it was going to be a big-time matchup, because that's what it felt like. You know, when the bell rang, I think a lot of people got the sense that this was going to be a really big main event scene in Ring of Honor's history. So, great stuff on that end. Obviously, I was pushing that Lethal needed to be champion. So, you know, congrats to him. He deserves it. Like Oscar said before, so underused throughout his whole career. TNA massively screwed him up for years. And then he comes back to Ring of Honor, and, you know, he's doing some of the best stuff of his career, and it's really refreshing. And it also not just helps him, but it helps Ring of Honor in itself, because you have a guy in Jay Lethal that you can, you know, kind of use as your main guy going forward as Ring of Honor gets bigger, because they're getting a lot more exposure than ever. So you're going to need a guy that you can market as a legitimate world champion, and Jay Lethal fits that. So it was great. As far as Jay Lethal going to WWE, I don't know. I mean, like Skip said, it's rumors right now. I don't know what could happen. Anything could happen. But, I mean, if I had to guess, I would think that Jay Lethal would want to stay in Ring of Honor. That's just my...
Okay, but my question to you, Tom, say if you're 30 years old and you have an opportunity to make six figures, will you turn that down?
Well, that's not guaranteed. You know, when, you know, of course, if he gets signed by WWE, he's going to go to NXT. They're not making six figures down there just yet. It's only when you get bumped up to the main roster. Maybe a lot of the guys like Finn Balor and
I was gonna say like Jay Lethal might be one of those type of dudes. Like, you know, in your contract, it'll say like you're not gonna be in NXT long. It's gonna be for a short period of time. If this whole rumor is true. But definitely congratulations to Jay Lethal. Let's get into another matchup that I want to talk about that I actually got to watch. Mark Briscoe. He went against Donovan Dijak. All I had to say, Donovan Dijak's one strong motherfucker, dude. It was a good opener, you know. It was a good opener to like get the crowd started. I thought they were gonna have Dijak go over, you know, just because he's a young guy, you know. But I was definitely shocked to see Mark Briscoe win.
Yeah, Tom, don't get mad at me if I'm stealing your words from Friday's show, but just like what Tom said, what does Mark Briscoe gain for getting this victory? I mean, him winning doesn't help him out with anything. It's not like he's gonna get a title shot against Jay Lethal now or anything like that. But what did Mark Briscoe gain for this victory? If freaking Dijak won, if you give him the victory, you know, that will help him improve whatever they want to build him. If they want to build him for a TV title run or a world title run that's down the future, this could be a good start from it. And maybe the reason why they gave him the win is because
they know his brother was gonna lose, so one have to lose.
That's right.
One of Briscoe's had to win.
One Briscoe lose, one Briscoe win.
One thing I can say, just by watching Mark Briscoe's match and watching some of the past Jay Briscoe matches, I can tell you Mark Briscoe's a way better wrestler. In my eyes, I don't know.
Like I said, you know, what does Mark Briscoe gain for winning this match?
You're right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about. I want to go ahead and talk about this tag team match. The first tag team match of the night, which was my boy ACH and Matt Sydal as they went against the Decade. Like I said earlier, Adam Page. I'm looking forward to him and ACH had their match at Death of Dishonor. That's going to be nuts because that's rumored to be one of the matches at the review. And one thing I can say, Matt Sydal is putting on some of the best matches right now in the independent scene. For those that have seen this guy since he's left the WWE, this is not Evan Bourne. This is a whole new guy. Just like his pants say Reborn, this is a reborn guy right here. And Matt Sydal is definitely killing it right now, I can say. Some of the moves that he did in that matchup, wow. And ACH, of course, you know, ACH is always doing his thing. But one thing I want to ask you guys, I've seen Carino tweet back to a fan, Whitmer, will BJ Whitmer and Steve Carino ever happen? Do you guys think it actually will happen or no?
Possibly. I wouldn't shock me if it happens on Death for Dishonor on July 24th, but if I could bet money on it, I'd say yeah, it's gonna happen somehow. Yeah, but back to the match, the tag match, a little surprised at the Decade one. I was actually going for ACH and Sydal to win this match, but fortunately went for the Decade. I also expect Steve Carino to get involved somehow, but that didn't happen. But I didn't read any spoilers about what happened the day after. But
can I spoil one?
What?
Adam Page and Sydal basically they wrestled the next day because you know Page basically pinned Sydal. So and it's actually on Twitter. If you look on Twitter, somebody posted Matt Sydal pinning Adam Page, so it's already out there. If you look on Matt Sydal's Twitter, so that happened at I guess one of the TV tapings, maybe I would say.
Yeah, the TV tapings was the next day in New York. So, yeah, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, this feud, what you just told me right now between ACH and Seidel looks like it will continue on with the decade, and like Steve Corino might get involved. Maybe it will be a six-man. Who knows? So, but we'll
what do
see
you
what
think,
happens.
Tom? Do you see Steve Corino get involved, or you think he's just going to sit in that chair and just call the match?
I mean, it has to lead to a Steve Corino BJ Whitmer match, because what would be the point of teasing it over and over for it not to happen? That would be a WWE thing to do, and that would not look good for Ring of Honor. Like, why are you going to tease feuds and then not allow it to happen? So I think it has to happen eventually. I thought something was going to happen, like Oscar said, at Best in the World, because, like I explained before, this is, one of the biggest shows of the year. To a lot of people that haven't watched Ring of Honor before, if they're watching this show, you want to put some of the best stuff out there. You want to put some of the best feuds that people can look forward to going forward so that people keep watching. And it didn't happen here. I didn't really like, the ACH Matador decade match, it was okay. Nothing
I don't
bad
know.
about it,
Maybe
but nothing.
It's something that I liked about it was Matt Seidel just having like his ring skills was like up, like super on point in that match, just from my eyes at least.
I don't know. I thought ACH and Seidel working with the decade kind of hurt the match. I think if they would have worked with people that had a faster pace going, it would have been a lot better. I don't know.
What about that move Paige did?
I said it on Friday, and I'm going to say it again. I am not sold on Adam Page yet. I think he is still completely bland as far as his character goes. Like, his character is that he's in the decade. Yeah, but the decade is not what it once was. There's no Jimmy Jacobs anymore. There's no Roderick Strong. That whole stable has completely, I think, gone downhill ever since those two left. So, the momentum of that team isn't as hot as what it once was. Like I said, I just really think Adam Page is really bland right now. There's nothing that makes him stand out from the crowd.
I don't know. I gotta disagree, but let's ask this caller. What do you think about Adam Page, sir?
What do I think about Adam Page?
Yes, sir.
He is, I don't really know, because, I don't know what to think about him, to be honest, because he's a guy that's a solid wrestler, but beyond that, he doesn't have much of a character, so I kind of have a hard time caring about him. So,
but
that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I think Page is definitely he's solid, just like you said, in the ring. What is it that you don't like about him, Tom?
It's that he's bland. There's nothing about who he is or his promos that make him stand out. At this point,
with you, go ahead. My bad.
I was going to say, because when you're in Ring of Honor, you need to be separated from everybody else. You need to stand out. Why do you think Moose is getting this big-time push? Because he stands out, and he's improved tremendously in the ring. He's working hard, but he has the look, and his voice and everything else separates him from the rest of Ring of Honor. Same thing with Donovan Dijak. He is improving like Adam Page and Moose are, but the guy's 6'8". He stands out in front of a crowd. So when you're a guy like Adam Page, you need to do something to separate yourself. And he does basic moves. He does, basic promos. There's nothing about him that grabs your attention.
To be honest with you, I gave two shits about Adam Page until he turned heel. That's just me. And
that's
once he actually
where I was at. He had one good match that I saw on ROH TV with Silas Young that really stood out, but other than that, he didn't really do anything as a face for me. So
I thought him and Roderick Strong had a good match too. That was a while back.
That was.
Well, I'm not taking anything away from Adam Page, but Roderick Strong could have a good match with a broom if he wanted to.
Wow.
Well, let's move on real quick, guys, to the next Ring of Honor matchup. They're having that Best in the World. Like I said, guys, I didn't get to watch all these matches, so if you guys talk more about ROH, I apologize, and people, you will hear my thoughts on these matches that I am not going to be talking about on Thursday. So, Dalton Castle versus Silas Young. Talk to us about that matchup, Oscar.
I like the match. I really like this match. Dante, the spot I really like when he caught Silas Young when he was from the top rope and he caught him. I mean, I didn't think Dalton Castle was that strong enough to do, but this guy is really strong. If you were to do that, if you caught a how much you think Silas Young weighs? Like 260 maybe, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be more than that. But,
probably around there, like 250 to like 265 range.
Yeah, you catch a guy like that, a human being, a grown-ass man that weighs that long and that much. I mean, you're strong, and he did that. But going back to the match, I enjoyed it. I really liked the match. So far it's Don Castle's best match since he's been in Ring of Honor, and I know he only had a few matches, but this so far his best match. He did show he showed the people world what he can do, and I like it. So, I mean, this is another guy who could be guy could what you guys were saying about Dijak and Moose. This is the future of Ring of Honor. The crowd loves him. They love him a lot. He could be a TV champ down the road, maybe a world champ, who knows? But he this is a guy who had offers from other companies like TNA and Ring of Honor. I just found out this weekend. TNA almost had him too, but he decided to go to Ring of Honor. He felt like that's a better opportunity for him, and he made the right choice to go to Ring of Honor because the crowd liked him. And if he stayed in TNA, he would have been a heel, and he basically would have been a comedic heel in TNA if he stayed there. And he made the right move. So, and look what he's doing in Ring of Honor. The crowd likes him. They like this whole Peacock thing, and making us like him, making us talk about him every week. So, big win for him.
Yeah, you know what? That is funny because we have been talking about Dalton Castle. We've been talking about him weekly. Dalton Castle, if anybody likes Dalton Castle out there, you let them know that WH Radio wants to talk to him. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen, guys. I'm going to tweet him, talk to him. I'm going to tweet him, talk to him, and see what happens.
Yeah. But before we move on to like to Tom or whatever they're talking the match, I have to say this. I'm glad this feud might continue on really most things going to continue on due to the fact that Silas Young attacked one of the Peacock guys. So this is going to continue on. I think Silas is going to help out Dalton in a way that to put him over more, because I think if he beats him twice, it'll help him out a lot and put Dalton Castle on the next level in Ring of Honor. So I'm interested to see what they can do next with this feud. Let's just see what happens. Maybe they'll have a match in this for Dishonor. So yeah. Well, I'll pass on to the next one, Tom or Nathan.
Yeah, I thought this was a really entertaining matchup from beginning to end. They got to mix in some comedy here, which I think helps out the match a lot. You had Dalton's boys standing him off mid-match, but you also had good spots like Silas Young suplexing Dalton Castle into the turnbuckle. You saw the deadlift German suplexes from Dalton Castle. So you saw a lot of good in-ring action, but you got to see a lot of entertainment as well. So I thought this was a really fun match. Dalton Castle, he's great. We talk about him weekly. And see, this is what goes back to the whole Adam Page thing. You look at Dalton Castle, and you look at Adam Page, and you see a significant difference. Dalton Castle, he doesn't stand out from a stature standpoint. He's you know, I don't want to call him short. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11", but he's not as tall as some of the other guys. He's not big. He's not muscular, so he doesn't stand out there. But it's this whole party peacock gimmick.
The whole gimmick.
People are loving it. Yeah. So when you have a fun gimmick like that, and like I said, Dalton Castle might be one of the most over guys in Ring of Honor, and he hasn't been in Ring of Honor, I think, 6 months. The Ring of Honor crowd loves it. You know, you can do fun gimmicks in Ring of Honor and have it work. You just have to use it correctly. And I think Dalton Castle's gimmick works really well because you see how over he is and people love him. This young is great too. You know, great in the ring. That last Real Man character is something I think that's good as well. Could add a lot of different feuds going forward, so it's good to see him back. So, yeah, this is, like I said, entertaining matchup. 2 entertaining guys. What more can you ask?
Yeah. Before you give out Nathan his thoughts, I just want to say that Skits, when I was at the wrestling guy store over the weekend, the wrestling guy told me that he's in talks with Ring of Honor to sell their merchandise in the store. So
yeah, so
I showed David Dalton Castle. I showed him his entrance. He was like, wow. You know, I told him that if you want Ring of Honor guys that sign in your store, sign in your store, this is one of the guys. 2016, you better bring this guy in here. Because if this guy keeps doing what he's doing, I swear to God, you might make money having Dalton Castle in signing autographs and shit. So you might have a line. So I just told Dave, if I were you, wait next year and want any Ring of Honor talent. Because what's killing Ring of Honor, bringing Ring of Honor to the show, I think, is because of PWG. But now that you got signing guys, you know, in contracts, you might say, hey, maybe this PWG thing won't help, the wrestling guy store. But yeah, if like I said, 2016, if Dalton Castle keeps doing it, you better get him up, and maybe you can make money with Dalton Castle, you know.
Yeah. Nathan, did you want to share anything, or?
I was gonna say I really enjoyed this match. I mean, there's not much else to be said about it, but it was definitely a better match than I thought it was going to be. Like, when these two were put together on paper, I didn't really think much of it, but because, like, when you've got a serious guy like Silas Young and you put him with pretty much a comedy character and Dalton Castle, I mean, the guy can wrestle, but the way I see him is as a comedy character, because I know him from before he came in Ring of Honor. He was in Shikara, so that's how I was introduced to him. So, but given what the two characters and how different they are, I thought this match was really well done. So, and even, like, I'm not a real fan of, or a huge fan of comedy wrestling, but even, like, some of the comedy spots in this match I thought were really well done as well.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. That was at Best in the World. You had basically the Kingdom, Adam Cole, Michael Bennett, Matt Taven. It's the Bullet Club, which is AJ Styles and the Young Bucks. Talk to us about the matchup, guys. I know it was awesome.
All right. I got this one right. I knew the Bullet Club was going to win. I mean, no matter who won, this dude was going to
Thanks for the spoiler.
Why the fuck you're talking Ring of Honor?
Asshole.
Nah, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Maybe you should get off the show for the next 15 minutes.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, Bullet Club won the match. It was the best match of the night, I say. I enjoyed every minute of it. I liked the whole DX taunt. I remember everybody was doing the DX thing until they did the Four Horsemen shit in their faces. I liked that shit in the beginning of the match. But everybody did great in that match. kicking Maria's ass again. That's freaking awesome. But the Bucks are the Bucks. They'll do some crazy ass shit. Indie takers. Or was it a double indie taker they did on that fucking match? Like AJ and Matt was holding on to Taven and I think was Bennett and did a double indie taker.
Yeah.
I mean, yep. The Bucks are gonna do their thing. AJ Styles will do their thing. So, and even the crowd before the match started, he knew it was gonna be the best match in the night. Just like when the Bucks had that match with ACH against the fuck they wrestled against in that 6-man or whatever that match they had in Final Battle. It was the same thing. They expect a great match and they got it.
Yeah, just an incredible 6-man. The first time that we got to saw this matchup at the Ring of Honor New Japan tapings, very good stuff from that match. So this match had a lot of expectations and it delivered. Just so much fun, fun spot, fast-paced action. It felt more like a PWG 6-man tag than a Ring of Honor 6-man tag, because a lot of the time Ring of Honor 6-man tags are kind of slow. Not a lot's going on, but you throw in these 6 guys and I think you're guaranteed to have a great matchup. Everybody got their spots in. I can't even think of one person that looked weak in that match. I don't think anybody did. All 6 guys looked great. Taven and Bennett held their own. AJ Styles was just showing why he's one of the best wrestlers in the world and why the Young Bucks are the best tag team probably in the world right now.
Ain't no problem, because they are.
Yeah, and Adam Cole coming back better than ever. And you notice at the end of the match, maybe some tension within the Kingdom, maybe. You'll see that skits. You'll see at the end kind of what happens. I won't say exactly, but you'll see it and you can give an opinion. But very, very good matchup. Like I said, you throw in these 6 guys, you're guaranteed to have a great match. It's amazing how I've kind of switched my opinions on Taven and Bennett since they've joined the Kingdom. I never really liked them before. But ever since the Kingdom, I mean, these guys are putting on some of the best matches of their career. And it's great to see.
Definitely. Next matchup. Well, this is another guy I said that's also the future of Ring of Honor, Oscar. Yes, Cedric Alexander teaming up with Caprice Coleman, the CNC Wrestle Factory, going against Raymond Rowe, another future. This is also the future right here, and Hanson, the future. These are the future right here. These 3 guys. Caprice is getting kind of old, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think this match sucked. It was too short. War Machine did.
It was only about 3 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes, whatever. It was just short. War Machine just got their win, and we all expected Cedric heel turn, but he did not attack Caprice Coleman. But he just always said, we're done, and that's it. So basically, that's about it. And he did tease that he was going to hit Caprice Coleman, but didn't do it. But I guess we could talk more Cedric Alexander a little bit later.
Yeah, just a waste of a fucking match on a pay-per-view. And I said it on Friday, and I'm going to say it again. The first hour of Best in the World really felt like a TV taping more than a pay-per-view. And that's something that's got to change. Because when you're doing pay-per-views like this, you're doing really big shows. Even when you do pay-per-views, you need to be able to have the undercards to be just as strong as the mid to upper cards. You need it to be. You need that first hour so that people get into it and they want to keep watching. Because I can't imagine how many people were watching that and were just like, man, this isn't that exciting. But then they watch the final 2 hours and they're like, man, this is some great stuff. I wish that first hour was better. But yeah, it's just a waste of War Machine on pay-per-view. I don't know. I don't understand the booking. Kind of a waste of time.
I almost wonder, like, because these first 3 matches were pretty much made up the first 4 matches pretty much made up the first hour, but I'm wondering if they would have structured the card a little bit differently, if we would have thought, like, the same thing, or if it would have ended up the same way. Because the structuring of the card and the pacing, it definitely during the first hour kind of felt off to me. And you're right, it felt like a TV taping instead of a pay-per-view, and that's not a good thing. So, and this match, as far as Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander reuniting, I don't understand why they had to do that, and if the only logical explanation I can think of is that they're going to do what they didn't do the first time, is have them split up and feud. That's the only way I see it going, but if they do that, then we pretty much will know who's going to come out at the end of that as the victor. So,
speaking of Ring of Honor in this pay-per-view, Skits, do you mind if I go off on a little bit of a rant really quick?
Go for it.
All right, I don't know about you guys, but I never want to see Ring of Honor show another show at Terminal 5 again.
Yep.
You know, I'm a New York guy, and I've been to the Hammerstein Ballroom, and I've seen Ring of Honor at the Hammerstein Ballroom. That was Ring of Honor's home for so many years, and I understand they can't run it anymore because they raised their prices, so they needed to find somewhere else. Terminal 5 just plain sucks. I don't like the look of it. I like the stage aspect where they have the monitor. That looks cool, but it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a wrestling venue, and that's the problem. And not to mention all the reports, not just from Final Battle last year, but from this show, about people paying money and not being able to see a damn thing throughout the whole show. You don't do that. You don't do that to your fans. You don't make them spend $50 on a ticket, and there's no guarantee that they're going to be able to see the big spots because a pole is in their way or people in their way. You can't do that. When you were at the Hammerstein Ballroom, you could see everything from any seat in the house. And that's why people loved it, because no matter where you sat, it was a great seat. They need to move out of fucking Terminal 5, because if they don't, I don't know if I'm ever going to go to another Ring of Honor show in New York again. I'm not going to go to fucking MCU Park because I hate outdoor wrestling venues so much. I went to one and I absolutely hated it because obviously, number one, you don't know the weather. You know, the week before it could say, oh, it's going to be sunny, but this is summertime. At any point, a thunderstorm can come in and ruin the wrestling event, and then what happens? And then you just wasted your time and money because they decided to run an outdoor event at a baseball field. I absolutely don't like outdoor events. I hate that they're running MCU Park again. It's just, and I don't know what it is about outdoor stadiums, but people like to get even drunker and do stupid chants. And that was another thing about Terminal 5. There were so many dumb chants from this crowd at Best in the World. I heard, like, John Cena sucks chants. I heard WWE-style chants in a Ring of Honor venue. That pissed me off. That pissed me off to hear that, and it took away from my enjoyment. So maybe I'm glad I wasn't there. I don't know. I feel like this Ring of Honor needs to get their stuff together with bookings, with venues, not just in New York, but I think everywhere else. You know, some places are fine, but other places they really need to kind of find better homes and better states.
All right, let me ask you a question, Tom, because you're from New York. if you're hearing all these complaints about Terminal 5, whatever, and you know, I understand they can't do no more shows in the Hindsight Ballroom, but what places in New York do you know where they could do a show in? I mean, something that you think is perfect for them.
Well, it's hard to say because there's not a lot of good wrestling venues for Ring of Honor's type crowd, because you would expect that when Ring of Honor comes to New York, they're going to draw somewhere between 1,500 and maybe 3,000 people. Maybe somewhere.
Is there any convention centers where you're from?
Any kind of centers that you're going to get are maybe north of New York City. I believe there are some in New Jersey, but you're going to lose a lot of the New York City crowd because it's a pain in the ass traveling to New Jersey, and kind of on the New York-New Jersey border. It's not the best areas. You know, a lot of it's kind of run down. It's not the best place to run. So, you know, the Javits Center where they host Comic-Con may be an option, but any kind of centers are more north. Like there's the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, which is pretty close to me, and TNA held one of their one-night-only pay-per-views there. That's where House of Hardcore ran. So a lot of places that are able to run are more north, and that's the problem. But it's like, you know what, I would be willing to spend more money if I knew that Ring of Honor was going to be running in the Hammerstein Ballroom. You know, unless you get the first 4 rows in Terminal 5, you're basically, you know, you're taking a chance at seeing or not seeing the show with a good angle in Terminal 5, and it's ridiculous. So I would be willing to spend more money to go to the Hammerstein Ballroom and, you know, be able to see the show.
Yeah.
That was just my rant.
That's cool. Let's get finished with the rest of these matches. Let's talk about the tag team match. Red Dragon going against the Addiction.
Well, just like what I predicted, you know, there's no way Red Dragon was going to win this match, especially with no disqualification. You knew fucking, you know, Chris Sabin was going to interfere and make it a 3-2, and then because the Red Dragon has no allies in this. They don't have no extra allies, so it makes sense for Addiction to win this match, and look what happened. So, basically, the way I predicted on Thursday's show, it pretty much happened.
I think we all predicted that one. We all saw that happen.
Yeah. It was a good match. There were some good spots. They used some of the weapons pretty good. I like always when they do up the barricade spots. I like that when they take it out and they throw people on there. That's always good. Some of the chair spots were good. Nothing really more than that, just a solid tag team match. I think we all saw the Addiction winning, so predictable, but still a good matchup.
You already know Red Dragon. Just putting on good matches.
And I almost wish that they would have, because I got a question for you, because I can't remember off the top of my head. When did the Addiction beat Red Dragon for the tag title?
I think it was at a TV taping.
Okay,
TV
because
taping, I want to say May. I want to say like early May, like maybe the first week of May, like that first weekend of May. I think they had TV tapings.
Which, you know what?
Okay.
Now that you say that, I like, it would be dope if a lot of wrestling promotions had, you know, where their titles exchanged at TV tapings. That would be, you know, I think they need to bring that back. Period in wrestling. Period. But go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, because I think the match would have probably done more for me. I mean, it was a good match, Don't get me wrong, but I knew the entire time that there was no way that Red Dragon was going to win it or win the titles back, because why would they? Because Ring of Honor doesn't hotshot titles like that usually around, but I almost wish they would have kept the titles on Red Dragon up until this pay-per-view, because if you're going to do a rematch anyway and get to this point, then why not have the title change on the pay-per-view? I mean, it might have been because there was already a big title change later on in the night, and they might have not have wanted two of them, but I still don't understand the logic in giving a title change away on free TV versus where you actually pay for it.
Well, I think
the story. Go ahead.
I think the reason that they put the titles on the Addiction at the TV taping is because they really wanted to start building them up. And I think they had to reveal the KRD sooner than later because you couldn't let that whole thing drag out, I think, any longer, or people kind of would have just gotten sick of the whole thing. So I think you needed to reveal, the whole stable with the Addiction and Chris Sabin pretty soon, and I think it was the perfect chance. And you know what? Sometimes it is better to have the titles change hands at TV tapings because it gives people a motive to go to this TV tapings and say anything can happen. A title can change hands at a TV taping. You never know. So you should come to the TV taping when it comes to your town.
Another reason why I think it's a good deal, because now look at the KRD storyline. That gotta create that's part of the creation. Having the Addiction was champs and plus the KRD, so that's part of the same show. So,
yeah, and another thing I want to just add up, this just shows probably this is the ending of the feud of the Red Dragon and the Addiction. So, we'll just see what. I think it's probably time for the Addiction to move on against another tag team. That's why I thought earlier that if ACH and Seidel won that match,
you want to hear the rumor?
Next running. Huh?
This is the rumor tag team match for the next pay-per-view is definitely Dishonor. You got the Addiction going against War Machine, going against Red Dragon, going against the Kingdom, and I believe Moose and Cedric Alexander teaming up.
Moose and what?
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, does not make no sense at all.
Yeah, I don't know about that Moose Cedric Alexander team.
The other four teams would be fine, but Moose and Cedric Alexander, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Why they would do that, but especially since Cedric Alexander ended his streak. But who knows? Wrestling companies have done weird shit before, so
yeah.
Well, that's what it says. It says the Kingdom versus Moose to Cedric Alexander. Excuse me.
Yeah, but you can't believe
everything
you read.
I apologize. It's the Kingdom, Red Dragon, War Machine, and the Addiction. And then this is another match, Moose versus Cedric Alexander.
Okay, that sounds like it makes more sense. Maybe we could talk about that match next between the number one contender match. The number one contender between Elgin, Roderick Strong, and Moose. It was a good match. Moose impressed once again in this match, and he can. Huh? Did someone say something?
Go ahead.
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Well, I just said Moose once again impressed once again, and he just proved that he can get in the ring with those two guys. This guy was in the NFL not long ago, and he just got into pro wrestling just a year or two ago. And you go and you put him in matches against Roderick Strong, who's been in the game for a while, and Elgin, and you just put him a good match like that. I had to give Moose props on that. I'm not saying because he's a place of St. Louis Rams. Fuck that shit. I don't care. That's the football world.
Wow, this
but
guy
the wrestling world. But Yeah, but come on, that's the football world. He sucked as a fucking ram anyways. But I mean, as a fucking wrestler, I have to give him props. You know, he just from that short time, done a good match with Roderick Strong and Elgin. I give him props for that. And we go back in the match. We all knew Roderick Strong was going to win. He's your new number one contender. And thanks for Beta Scott. She looked like she joined Cedric Alexander, and Cedric just cost Moose the match, but he attacked Moose. So looks like Beta and Cedric
things
are
out there, yeah.
Kind of yeah. Well, skip time from fucking interracial fantasies. I just want to ask you guys about Roderick Strong. Yeah, still waiting for Alexis Texas porn scene pretty soon. He's still waiting for that. But so now that Roderick Strong won, and now he's going to wrestle Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor Championship on July 24th, which is the same day as Tremundos. Man, that could be a blow to PWG in a way. I don't know what you guys think of that, because he's the champion. He's going to go after another champion at the same day. We all know that. This just shows Roderick Strong's not going to be there.
Maybe he's losing the title.
I mean, I really liked this triple threat match. The one thing about Moose that I really noticed from this match, and I mentioned it on Friday, when he gets up to the top rope, he looks really scared. Like he's really nervous when he gets up there. He looks like he's going to piss his pants, and that needs, I think, to change soon. I think he needs to get more comfortable at the top rope, because if you're up there doing a superplex or whatever spot, you need to be comfortable up there, because if you're not, it's not only going to hurt you, but it can hurt your opponent as well. So
there's no error up there.
Yeah, he needs to get used to that top rope very soon. But otherwise, great triple threat match. Each guy got their stuff in. Good spots. You didn't see a lot of slow pacing, because a lot of the times in triple threat matches, they take one guy out and then two guys wrestle, and then another guy gets taken out and then two guys wrestle. There wasn't a lot of that. It was good pacing throughout the match. I was happy that Roddy won. He's been killing it so far, and he's going to have a hell of a match with Jay Lethal as Jay Lethal's first defense. So great stuff from this match.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened at Ring of Honor Best in the World. And these are the 4 rumored matches for Death Before Dishonor, which is July 24th. Jay Lethal versus Roderick Strong. The Addiction versus War Machine versus Kingdom. Moose versus Cedric Alexander. And 8 versus Adam Page are the 4 first rumored matches. And before we go on, I want to share this funny tweet I just read. That was hilarious. And it was from one of course, Matt Jackson. He tweets Shawn Michaels and says, "How do you always beat people with one super kick? Many, and the guy always kicks out."
Wow.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But
and
hilarious.
I just before we move on, I just want to give you guys' thoughts. I mean, about Roderick. Pretty much, he will not be on PWG until 24. Though most likely he's not. Well, it's confirmed he's not going to be there. Will we see a new champion on Friday?
I hope not. It better not be Joey Ryan.
Oh fuck no.
I mean, I talked about this with Matt Grant on Friday, because obviously it was a big issue that came up with the announcement of Roddy versus Jay Lethal at Death Before Dishonor. The thing is, I think it's going to go one of two ways. The first option is at Mystery Vortex, Candice LeRae wins the PWG World title, because he attacked her first, and then he attacked Joey Ryan. So Candice might win the belt on Friday, or the next thing is that Roddy retains and then doesn't even show up at the anniversary show, because typically what PWG has done for the past 2 anniversary shows is put the tag team match in the main event scene. You've had, of course, at PWG 11 last year, you had the World's Cutest Tag Team against the Young Bucks in the Guerrilla Warfare match, and then the year before, at PWG 10, you had the Triple Threat ladder match for the PWG Tag Team titles. So for the past couple of years, they put the tag team titles in the main event, so Roddy might not even show up. So those are the only 2 options. Which one's more likely to happen? I don't know. I don't know if Candice or Joey, one of those 2 gets the belt. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
It's all speculations from now, to be honest with you, but I don't think they'll get the belt off Roddy, to keep it honest with you. Roddy's on fire right now at PWG. It would be stupid to take the title off him, and a lot of heat would be on Joey Ryan much more, because nobody gives a shit about Joey Ryan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought it happened. And you know what? Roddy did tweet a tease that it's going to be a tag match to him and a partner against World's Cutest Tag Team. People are tweeting, could it be Eddie Edwards? Can the Dojo Bros reunite going against the World's Cutest Tag Team? Well, who knows?
I don't know. I don't think they would put the belt on Joey Ryan. I think, if anything, Candice would get the belt. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Another thing I want to talk about real quick. We could this conversation. I think we'll save it up for Thursday. It has some Bucks, and it's not what you think it is. It's another Bucks conversation. But we can say that one for Thursday too. Real quick, let's take a quick break, and we'll go back to some Raw talk. And yeah, be right back, people.
Hola, hola, hola. This is Shelly Martinez, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio Podcast.
Hello, my friends. This is Matt Seidel, former WWE Tag Team Champion, Slammy Award.
And there's a botch there, yeah.
Hello, friends. This is Matt Seidel. You are using your brain and listening to Wrestling Heads. Respect.
We want.
Afternoon. This is England's Zack Sabre Jr. And when I'm not drinking tea and hanging out with the Queen, I am always listening to Wrestling Heads Radio. Cheerio.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack. Is he going to rack him?
We're still waiting for an Eli Everfly soundbite.
Some of the best soundbites.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. It's like the fucking both Seidel fucking soundbites are right next to each other. All I saw is Seidel and I clicked it.
Okay.
Anyways, Monday Night Raw. Where do we start? I want to say if you're anybody out there putting over, like, sit in the corner. Anyways, I didn't see the actual beginning of Raw, but I know Brock Lesnar was in the ring when I turned on the TV. So, it's looking like, basically, somebody want to take over the first opener? Because I didn't see the opener.
Well, basically, that was the opener. Brock Lesnar came out. Basically, they made him apologize to Michael Cole and JBL because he attacked him the night after WrestleMania. So that's what he did. He just apologized to him. He did mess with Michael Cole. He almost got him like a headlock and just messed with him, and like he was going to do something to him, but it didn't happen. So that's basically what he did. That's basically what it was. I guess the heads of WWE wants him to apologize to Michael Cole and JBL. And that's pretty much it. And he just, Paul Heyman just, behalf of them, just saying he's going to destroy Seth Rollins. And that was pretty much the beginning of Raw.
Yeah, it was great to see Heyman back. Forgot how much the guy's doing promos on Raw. So good to see him back. And Lesnar's so over. It's funny how quickly he switched from being like the biggest heel in the company to like the biggest face in the company in the span of only a couple months. So I like that. So at least can say at least it wasn't an authority promo opening up Raw, but the only positive.
Yep, exactly. I'm kind of sick of promos opening Raw. I wish we could just 1 week open with a match, but I will say the positive thing about this promo was that it wasn't an authority promo, because I'm sick of the authority doing promos, and I'm sick of the authority, period.
Hey, does AAA does that too?
You know what? I'm going to tell you like
AAA?
this. You guys shouldn't complain.
Yeah, but I can't understand what the hell they're saying.
I was going to say we all shouldn't complain about today's opener because we...
Is Matthew Grant here?
No, he's not.
Good, we can talk shit about him. Anyways.
Anyway, to start off Raw with the opener of Dean Ambrose and Kane. So it looks like the WWE is going to give us this match maybe twice.
So fucking sick of seeing Kane. My God, can we stop putting him in these matches? It is the same damn thing every time. My God.
He's like the most respected guy in the company right now, and I don't understand it, given his age and where his status should be. He doesn't deserve to be that freaking protected. I don't understand it at all.
And look, I love Kane because over the years he has been the epitome of a company guy. He's done what's best for the company. He's always put people over. He's never given a shit about himself. And, you know, you hear great stories about him all the time, about how he's just a great guy and nothing bad to say about him. So I respect the hell out of Kane and what he's done in his career. But, see, at this point, it's just, like, painful. It's painful when he gets on TV because it's just like, it's like I said, it's nothing against Kane. It's how he's being portrayed and how he's being booked. It's like, I'm sick of it. He needs... You know, I wouldn't mind if he goes away for a year or two and then comes back for a little bit. It would be refreshing. You know?
Same thing with Big.
I don't know. And like I said, it does, I think, Dean Ambrose no favors to be pinned by Kane on Raw.
So for those that don't know what we're talking about, what we mean by being protected, Seth Rollins basically distracted Dean Ambrose in the middle of the matchup to help Kane get the W. That's what happened tonight.
Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next matchup on Raw, we have the Primetime Players and the Ascension. Where do I begin by saying why is the Ascension on Raw? Getting jobbed by the Primetime Players. Can we actually have a good team match and enjoy it? But the Primetime Players went over, of course. They are the tag team champs.
No, because Vince hates tag team wrestling, so he won't give you lengthy tag team matches.
Well, he doesn't hate all the tag teams. To be honest with you, he hates the Ascension. That's what it is. If it was Primetime Players against somebody else, probably would have had a longer match. But of course, the Ascension loses, and the Primetime Players go over. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Primetime Players in the New Day rematch is going on at Battleground. I'm going to go ahead and predict early that the New Day retain their titles.
Obvious.
I hope not, because I feel like I said earlier, they really don't need the tag team titles because they are in the point where you can put them against main eventer guys if they have nothing to do for the main eventer guys, being like guys like Randy Orton or Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose. Because all the heat they're getting, you know, they don't need the tag team titles. You know, you can get more heat go against their main event guys. Hell, you could even put them in the program with Cena. I think it would be perfect for them. But
the only way I'm sorry to cut you off, Oscar.
You go ahead, I'm fine.
I was just going to say the only way that the New Day win the tag titles is if the company gives the titles to Big E and Xavier Woods, because Kofi Kingston is basically going to die in 2 weeks when he takes on Lesnar in Japan. So they might give him that just because they feel bad that they lost their friend and whatever, their teammate. So.
They WWE knew beforehand that Kofi was gonna die by the hands of Brock Lesnar, so they took the titles off of them just in case.
Yep.
They're like, Kofi, if you make it out of Japan alive, maybe we'll give you guys back the tag titles, but good luck with that. Yeah, like I said, this tag team match, yeah, it's a waste of time. You know, I mean, I guess it was, supposed to just make primetime players look strong. So I guess that's good. They're over with the crowd. People love doing the millions of dollars dance. So that's fine. Like I said, it was a waste of time, but I get the point.
Yeah, going back to the tag team, I mean, I'm hoping they don't give the belts back to the New Day. I'm just hoping maybe they retain and they move on. Maybe go against Harper and Eric Rowan. Because I think they need the tag team titles more than the New Day right now.
That's what I was.
Well, if you want to talk about that, Eric Rowan is hurt.
Oh, son of a bitch. And you know what? I was at the Wrestling Guy store, the host of the Wrestling Guy podcast, and you know what? He put out a point. Where had the Lucha Dragons been?
Superstars.
Yeah. You know why they're superstars? I mean, he put this a good point. I think the reason why they're going them down is because those Lucha chants and, Lucha Underground. So I'm guessing because of that, they're not pushing them. They were trying to after WrestleMania.
I doubt it.
Because those
I
Lucha
doubt it.
that's what he told me.
I don't know why they gave them so much exposure so quick, only to take away from them. I think they'll be back. I think they'll be tag team champions either by the end of 2015 or early 2016. They're going to be pushed.
And
I'd be pretty happy.
Dave, if you're listening, you're thinking a little too much, bro. Don't think too much into it. The WWE not pushing luchas because of Lucha Underground. Stop it, bro. They're called the Lucha Dragons. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
I know we're in SoCal.
I did kind of told him, Kalisto is the one that started the Lucha chant, not Lucha Underground. It all started because of him. I remember when he was in PWG, Lucha. Even back in the day, he was in Dragon Gate Evolved, Lucha. I mean, this is all way before Lucha Underground.
Yeah. But see, you talk about being relegated to superstars. Apparently, from reports from tonight, a match was taped for superstars. Cesaro versus Luke Harper. Why in the fuck was that not on my TV?
Well, you know what?
Why?
You know why? I think it wasn't on.
I want to hear
tell you why.
one. I want one legitimate, not from you guys, but I would love to go to WWE, and I would love them to give me a legitimate fucking reason why Cesaro versus Luke Harper wasn't on my TV tonight. Why?
They probably want to test it out and see how they match. We all know they fucking match well. They want to see how those two will match well, so they can start a story with those two. It makes perfect sense. Both of their partners are hurt. Bam, there's a feud.
Maybe, but it's Cesaro should be on Raw every fucking week. Why was Cesaro not on Raw this week? He had a hell of a match with Kevin Owens on SmackDown, which he was so over in that match. People loved that he was teasing the swing, that he was teasing the flex. The guy is over. Why is Vince McMahon not convinced that this guy is over? It pisses me off.
Well, I don't think they're gonna start a feud with those two. They have to.
Well, we'll see. Like I said, maybe you're giving WWE too much credit.
Vince McMahon already said in Steve Austin's podcast that he thinks Cesaro last charisma. Maybe that's why he hasn't given the push. Well, we'll see.
Let's go into the next match real quick. Sheamus Roman Reigns. I thought the match was it was an okay TV match. A lot of people give Roman Reigns shit. A lot of people give Sheamus shit. But I thought these guys had a pretty good matchup tonight on Raw. It wasn't the best match ever, but they had a good Raw match, I thought. And also what even made it better is when Bray Wyatt got on the Titantron and was basically cutting a promo, basically saying that he's having a fucking tea party with Roman Reigns' daughter, and Roman Reigns ran off, which is making the story. I love the story. This is the best story that Roman Reigns has been in. I think this is an actual story. Even though the only thing is, I don't care what nobody says. I know the storyline is good to me, in my opinion, but we all know Bray Wyatt is not going to go over. That's fine with me, as long as the guy is being used on TV. He's over regardless still.
See, but I don't like that. Because how many times are you going to put Bray Wyatt in a new feud, and he's supposed to look like the new face of fear and this new monster, and he fucking loses? How many times are we going to keep doing this with Bray Wyatt? You have to maybe sacrifice Roman Reigns. One win. It's one damn win. And you know what? Wins in WWE honestly mean nothing. So give Bray Wyatt this win. It makes, I don't know. Like I said,
they could do. They can have both these guys. They can keep this feud going on and have both of them grab wins in this feud.
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you think about the Sheamus Roman Reigns match, though? To be honest,
it was okay, but it was still pretty boring. Honestly, there wasn't really much exciting about it. I was honestly falling asleep a little bit during this matchup, and it doesn't help that there's like an ad break every 3 minutes on Raw. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty good until Bray Wyatt came on the Titantron and pretty much made Roman go to the back and tell him to go look for him, and then you see all the starters piece, teapot stuff. And I kind of agree with Skip. I do like the story. I can see Nate and Tom like it. They're all even here, but as long as he's on TV, it's all good. I mean, I like Bray Wyatt's mind games he plays against whoever he's feuding with. I like all the mind games he does. Remember with Cena 2 years ago, having the kids come out and saying that it's the whole world in his hands, whatever. I love that. I think that's what when he had the Undertaker, when he's feuding the Undertaker and Ryback, we didn't see that at all. But he needs those mind games to continue on. Why not bring his daughter out? Fuck it. There's all these rumors saying he's planning to have his daughter side with Bray Wyatt, which it would remind me of ECW back in the day when Raven had Sandman's son. I don't know if y'all remember that. If you don't, look that up. That was a fucking painful and emotional feud to watch. Having your son turn your back on you to go to Raven. I think that even had Paul Heyman tears come out in his eyes from that feud. So if they do that,
which I'm surprised to get away with that, because using kids on TV has always been like a hot button issue with me, only because I'm a television producer, so I know what goes into TV, and using kids or anybody who's under 18 on a TV show is a pretty big issue, because you have to get all these clearances and stuff, so I'm surprised they do it as much as they do.
Yeah. I mean, it could be good. We'll see what happens. I just hope it doesn't happen like when Rey Mysterio brought his family or his son into a feud with him and Eddie Guerrero. I think that was one of the dumbest I ever saw.
I was about to mention that. But let's see how this feud goes, see how it continues, and I'm enjoying it so far. Next match, you got Neville versus Kofi Kingston. I really was looking forward to this match, but it really wasn't the match I thought it was gonna be. Excuse me. Of course, Xavier Woods and Big E, they basically got kicked out of ringside from getting involved in the match, and Neville just magically got the win right after that, which is good on his book to get a W because he needs more wins, I think.
Okay,
I guess
I'll start. I guess I'll start. I thought Tom and Nate was going to start off. But, yeah, Neville. Yeah, I think he is going to keep winning. I think they see something in this guy. I mean, I thought him and Kofi's match could have been better. But Neville's still impressed. It's funny that our boy Patrick Mike, he probably listening to this, you don't know. He thought that WWE's gonna fuck him up around this time, and it doesn't show me anything that how WWE's gonna bury him. I mean, he's never been buried not even once since he got in the main roster. And I like the name they're giving, the new sensation. I like it. So I think Triple H has something. I mean, he sees something in this guy. He can be something like maybe an Intercontinental or U.S. title. Picture him down on the way. I think he's trying to find a way how to keep Neville relevant, not to fucking bury him down the road, you know. So I think he just, like he skips in the past, he just need that one feud. They're probably just searching it right now. Maybe New Day could be that one feud he needs, but I think they're just still searching for that one feud for him.
I don't know about New Day. It looks like New Day, they got business to handle right now. He needs to feud with somebody in the singles competition, and pretty sure they're close to finding who it is. I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and share your thoughts on Adrian Neville.
I mean, I thought it was fine. It was a fine match. At least now Neville's kind of getting on a winning streak, so that's good. And just he's another guy that I think the crowd really likes because, something different and, how great he is in the ring. People, people love to see that from the little kids to the adults. I think Neville's just one of the most entertaining guys on the roster. So I don't know where it's going to lead him. It's kind of tough to tell right now, but he's on TV every week and he's winning, so can't really complain about that right now.
I think Neville has a good shot at being one of the guys from NXT that actually is successful. Because if you look at a lot of the current guys that have come up from NXT, they've kind of fallen flat. And I think that Neville could be a great mid-card champion, whether it's the Intercontinental or the U.S. title. It just depends on what they decide to do there. But either one would work. I think he'd be a great champion either way. The one thing I didn't get about this match, or it's not that I didn't understand it, but I'm wondering, if they're going to build, because Kofi Kingston, like I said, is facing Brock Lesnar in Japan, and I don't know if they want to build him up for that match or if it's just going to be a match where he just goes into it and loses. But either way, it's kind of questionable that they're having Kofi lose all the time going into this big match. Because, you'd think they'd give him at least some sort of momentum, but it doesn't seem like they want to do that.
Well, they got a lot of time to do that. I mean, it's only one match. It's not like they're gonna feud. You know what I mean? So.
Well, yeah, but
probably
the show's in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, maybe they'll give him a win the week before the actual show.
Yeah, that could work.
SmackDown's tape. They'll give him 2 wins probably. But
yeah.
We'll see. Next match, King Barrett basically jobbed Zack Ryder. We don't need to get in that one. The Bella Twins, they basically went over Naomi and Tamina. We don't need to go over that.
I didn't watch that match.
Ryback and Mark Henry. Who won that? Ryback won. I don't think nobody wants to go over that, or do you guys? Any Ryback fans on the show?
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
We've seen the match.
You guys answered my question. Now I actually want to talk about somebody who has been a jobber in the WWE for a while, who I think could actually be something in the WWE if they just give him more TV time and give him that mic. It's Adam Rose. I'm loving Adam Rose at the moment. I'm not mad. I don't care if he's with fucking Rosa Mendez or not, but I love it. And if you put him with the right guy too, something could happen with Adam Rose. Like, I really think you could do a little something with him. Like, it's about that time you can like start messing around with Adam Rose. I think. You guys start on Rose tonight.
Like, I never liked the Adam Rose character, to be honest with you. I think he was better.
But he's kind of revamped though.
Still, I just like the Leo Kruger gimmick. I mean, he was a psychotic fucking beast. You know, I was disappointed that he didn't win the title from Bo Dallas at the time. So, I mean, I enjoyed him with Leo Kruger. I like the little entrance he had. I like the catchphrase, duh, duh, you know. But it went from that to the party animal thing, and now you got him and Rosa doing Joey Ryan sucker things. I don't know. I just never been a big fan of the Adam Rose.
I feel like Adam Rose has always been having a sucker. But who cares about that anyway?
I don't know. I mean,
your thoughts?
I would have thought that after the whole E60 thing with Adam Rose on it, WWE would have capitalized on that. But, of course, you know, they didn't do that. Adam Rose looks so fucking creepy with his, new beard and goatee. He looks so fucking creepy. He looks like a straight-up pedophile right there.
I don't know. I guess I'm the only person.
I don't know. Maybe that's taking it too far, but it's just like a really creepy, facial mustache. Well, I don't even know what it was. It just looked really weird on him. And you know what? Having Rosa Mendez at your side can only hurt you. It's never a good thing when Rosa Mendez
is sexy. I don't give a fuck.
No, she is not. She looks greasy and disgusting. Oh my! She's the least attractive diva on the WWE roster, without a doubt.
I'd hit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and if you hit it, you're probably going to wind up with a couple of problems down there.
Anyways, I guess me and Nathan are the only ones that enjoyed what we saw with Adam Rose night, even though he lost. But Dolph Ziggler, and he got the win with a catching super kick party on Raw, huh? Basically, it's looking like because in the backstage, Rusev was going wild, like pissed off and shit. He fell down, and who's there? Summer Rae. Can Summer Rae get back relevant? Is the question. Because last time she was relevant, I said it was in NXT, but somebody else. I said last time she was relevant was really in NXT. Somebody else said no, she was relevant when she was with Fandango. I guess.
She's never been relevant, but that's a whole other issue.
If you go back and watch her NXT stuff when she was in that stable with Sasha Banks and Charlotte, I actually liked her back then. I feel like she kind of helped those girls too. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Not in the ring, not ring wise, but as characters. But that's another.
And Summer Rae was good in the ring on NXT too. She put on some great matches down there. I don't know why they decided to stick her as a dancer with Fandango. She was showing a lot of promise, and then they just decided to drop it.
I thought she was good in NXT. But when I said that she helped Sasha and Charlotte, I mean by like she helped them with basically being a character. I think she helped them out with that stable that they had. But let's see if she can get back relevant again. Yeah. You guys' thoughts on Sasha? Excuse me, not Sasha, but excuse me, Summer Rae and Rusev are probably pairing up.
Pretty cool, I guess. Whenever Rusev gets healed, maybe we'll see a mixed tag down on the pay-per-view. I don't know how long Rusev is going to be out. Then you also hear this rumor that Dolph Ziggler could be leaving in a few months in the WWE because his contract's running out. So who knows what this will lead up to? There's little questions about where all this can lead up to, you know?
I mean, I guess it's all right. I mean, I'm not,
Does it make the story more exciting is the question.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know what they're going to do with it. Obviously, Lana's not an in-ring competitor, so they can't have, like, Summer Rae versus Lana.
It's funny that you said that she's not an in-ring competitor, because there's so many people I see on Twitter that think that she is, but it's like, no, she has no formal training from what I know. So they just think that she's going to get in the ring one day and be able to automatically wrestle.
Yeah, I don't, unless something's being done kind of on the low key, I don't really see her stepping in the ring.
Me neither.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena came out, cut a promo basically about him getting attacked after the matchup with him and Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. And basically, John Cena being John Cena, yelling in the mic, being crazy. And basically, he accepted Kevin Owens' challenge. If you didn't see the interview with Kevin Owens and Michael Cole, I suggest you go check it out. I thought it was good. And basically, he told him, if you want some, come get some. And they kind of had like some French little promo going on, which is kind of weird. I didn't know what the fuck they were saying. But it's going down. Kevin Owens versus John Cena for the United States title at Battleground.
Well, and I got a funny story about that. There's a guy that I follow on Twitter, and his name is Aubrey Sitterson. He does a podcast called Straight Shoot. His wife is Chinese, and there was a part during that promo where John Cena was speaking Chinese or something, and according to what he said that she said, none of what John Cena said was actual Chinese. So,
yeah, I think it was. Well, I think it's officially Mandarin. That's the language. And I know there's reports a long time ago of John Cena learning how to speak it because they want to obviously expand into more of the Chinese and Asian market. But I think that's fine. I mean, this Kevin Owens Cena stuff, like I said, is the best thing going in WWE. Great promos, great in-ring stuff, and, like you said, I think when we look back on this few years later, this is the starting point of, NXT guys really getting a serious push in WWE. Because we see it. We're seeing it right now. Seth Rollins, former NXT champion, he is the World Heavyweight Champion right now. Kevin Owens hasn't even been in the company for 6 months, or maybe around that time. Just about 6 months. And he's feuding with John Cena. It's crazy.
Yeah. We'll definitely see what happens with these two. I'm pretty sure they put on another good match. And I'm pretty sure we'll see a new champ. For United States Championship. Breaking news tonight. Brock Lesnar just destroyed everybody. But that's not the breaking news. The breaking news is that the man they call Brock Lesnar, he basically destroyed Jamie Noble, and Jamie Noble, yeah, definitely had to go to the hospital after. So Jamie Noble's got injured, which sucks.
Well, it's like whatever. He's not like a talent, but does this happen after the cameras end? Because it's looking at the end of the Raw, they all just attack Brock Lesnar and left Brock Lesnar lane.
Well, if you notice,
From what it happens
Jamie
right
Noble,
after the camera.
if you notice, Jamie Noble was not in the ring really towards the end, and he must have been hurt.
All right. Do you know what the injury or is? Like somewhere, do you know exactly where?
Let me double check for you guys right now while you guys are talking.
Yeah, I mean, that was really weird when I didn't see Jamie Noble back in the ring when they were doing the beatdown of Lesnar. I was like, wait, where's Noble? And
it was an off-camera angle, and there's really nothing out there. All they're saying is that he got injured.
All right. Well, now you throw up a little news. Maybe you guys knew about.
They said he was stretched out.
Stretched out with an oxygen tank.
What?
Is what I've heard, what someone told me. I'm not sure.
There's pictures out there too. There's pictures out there too.
He probably fucked up his rib. But anyways, you just broke some news. But let me ask you guys news about this. I don't know if you guys knew. Maybe you guys didn't know, but AR Fox was in the Ring of Honor dark match this past weekend. What you think of that? Do you think he could be into Ring of Honor?
Well, he's said that he's been said that he quit WWE Live. Who knows? It's what can happen. Ring of Honor would be great for him if that goes through. I mean, I think they can use him. He's worked with half of the roster already.
Especially since Ring of Honor needs all the talent they can get right now, it would seem. Especially if they lose like their world champion to WWE.
Speaking of Aaron Fox, congratulations to Aaron Fox. He just got married too. Congrats on that.
Yeah, because Nathan, they could be losing Adam Cole, Jay Lethal, and what is the other name that got rumored that it could be signed in a few months?
It sounds actually somebody not from Ring of Honor. It's somebody from TNA, Gunner.
Oh, Gunner, right? Oh, Gunner. Okay.
Well, he's not even with TNA no more. He's done. Period.
I know.
Yep.
I know. They released him and Samuel Shaw. They both got a release from TNA, but yeah, they lose Cole and fucking Jay Lethal. That'll be hard.
I mean, I kind of said it on Friday because on Friday only we knew Gunner was leaving and now Sam Shaw's leaving, and I'm pretty sure like last year TNA, or it might have been earlier this year, because they're always announcing multi-year deals with everybody and anybody. Gunner and Sam Shaw are getting off the ship before it sinks completely.
When I believe they mentioned, it wasn't even a few months ago, but I remember seeing a tweet about Samuel Shaw signing a multi-year deal, or a new multi-year deal, and now that appears to be non-existent.
So I got some other breaking news about Jay Lethal, guys. I know we're in the Jay Lethal talk too, and the Samuel Shaw. With Jay Lethal, his apparently his contract is close to expiring. So that's another reason why WWE it just says it's close to expiring. That's all it says. No offer has been extended.
The thing that drives me nuts about Ring of Honor, I love Ring of Honor. I always will. I do reviews for Eyes on the Ring. That's how I got my start there. But what drives me insane is the fact that they will give guys title reigns who are leaving. They did it with Jerry Lynn. They did it with Jamie Noble when he was there. They're doing it pretty much with Jay Lethal, and it makes for some short title reigns, and Jay Lethal's TV title reign will be long, but his world title reign, if he gets signed, he'll have to lose it, so he might not get that long of a world title reign, and if that's the case, it'll suck. I mean, I'm happy for him that he gets to go to WWE, because I talked to him on a personal level at a show once, and he said that his main goal is to get there, and because that was when Steen was leaving for WWE, and then he just told me, he said, I'd like to get there eventually, so I would like to see him get there because I know he wants it, but it kind of sucks if it's going to cut this title reign short.
And there's one more Ring of Honor guy. That the WWE was interested in picking up, but I don't think that's going to happen because they actually want to put him on Tough Enough, but that didn't happen. Moose.
Well, good job for Moose, because if he left Ring of Honor, it's going to be on Tough Enough, with no guarantee to get a contract in there. I mean, hell, you know.
Well, didn't Ring of Honor just sign Moose to a contract?
Yeah, they did. But this is, I guess they signed him right after, when WWE was mentioned about him doing Tough Enough. He was like, man, fuck that shit. So
I don't know. I don't think he's ready for WWE anyway. Like, if he was signed at WWE today, he still has like another couple of years of in-ring work before he's ready. But the Jay Lethal thing is really interesting. Obviously, it's just speculation. We don't know if he's he could re-sign with Ring of Honor. I think that's a very real possibility. Or he could decide that he wants to go to WWE. And that's the thing. And Nathan mentioned it. It's funny you bring up those names, because when I think of short title reigns, I don't think of Jerry Lynn and Jane Noble, because they kind of gave those guys, the titles because, I think they were instrumental in, the early parts of the company. And, Jerry Lynn was, a legend, I think, around those parts. But when I think of stupid title reigns, I think of like Xavier. I don't know why he ever got the Ring of Honor world title. You can even go back to Michael Elgin. Michael Elgin only held that title 4 months? Not even 3 months. And then he had to lose it to Jay Briscoe because of visa issues. He
won it at the World and lost it in September of that year. So,
3 months.
I think it was around 3 months.
Yeah, so it's like not a lot of people are going to remember Elgin's title reign because of how short it was. And, when you think of the Ring of Honor World title, so many guys have held it for so long. And that's kind of been the whole thing with Ring of Honor, is that if you win it, there's a good chance that you're going to hold it for a while, because they don't switch back and forth too often like the WWE. So it's going to be interesting to see if anything gets announced. Obviously there's been more rumors that WWE's interest in Adam Cole is also getting back to, I think a strong point. They really, it's, like I said, it's not if Adam Cole goes to WWE, it's just when. It's just when he's able.
It's crazy because Adam actually wants to go there too.
Yeah, he says that's his next goal. And, to be honest, that's a lot of problem with a lot of guys, is that when you're on the indie scene, there's only so much you can do. And, Adam Cole has done a lot. He held that PWG World Championship a long time. He held that ROH World title for over a year. He's done everything. He's done everything and anything, and I think the next step is WWE, where he can really become, because everybody sees it. Everybody I think, knows that Adam Cole is going to be a big star. It's just, when is WWE going to pick him up, and when is WWE going to put him on TV? Because as soon as they do, guy's going to be a big star, and I think everybody knows it. So, and it's also going to be interesting because of this whole WWE and Evolve rumors, WWE and Live. I shouldn't just say Evolve. But, the reports going on there that WWE wants to get away from Ring of Honor guys because of the toy figure deal, and, they're under contract now, and maybe they were looking to grab talent from WWE and Live and reach a deal with them. A lot going on with WWE and working with the independent scene.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what
happens. And who knows? Maybe William Regal might show back up at Bola this year, doing some scouting.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, William Regal?
Yeah, because he was at Bola 2 years ago looking at Kevin Steen. Maybe they tell him, hey, go to Bola this year. Can you imagine that? Imagine working for WWE, and you go into the offices one day and they're like, listen, we're going to pay for your plane ticket to go out to California. We talk to PWG, you get to watch the show and scout guys. Like, that's like a dream job.
You know what, Tom? I had a you know what's funny? I had a dream one night that a WWE contact us, right? And then he wanted Triple H says, I heard about you guys wrestling heads. I heard about you guys talking independent scene. I want to offer you guys a job. Your job is I pay for your shows like CCW and Ring of Honor and Evolve, whatever. You guys, and I pay for you guys' flight. You guys go to these shows and you do a show on the network and you guys talk about these shows. I was like, what? That's the kind of crazy dream to do that. Like, what? We're talking about CCW and the WWE network? Okay.
And that's all it's ever going to be is a dream.
Real quick, guys, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, this is Biff Busick, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
Hello, pro wrestling fans. This is pro wrestler Brian Kendrick. Thank you for listening to Wrestling Heads.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Gulak, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Hero, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
All you have to do is believe!
Damn, how many sound bites do you have to play, man?
In the world.
Man, how many sound bites do you have to play, man?
Hey, you gotta make a commercial.
We're still waiting for Eli Everfly.
But anyway, what else is obviously, I don't think we talked about this yet, but the another wrestler passed away today, Buddy Landel, Nature Boy, another Nature Boy, Buddy Landel, big star in the 80s, in the early 90s. He actually wrestled Bret Hart, I believe it was 96, I want to say 96 for the WWF title, I think, on Raw. Just always sad whenever anybody in the wrestling world passes away, and it sucks whenever, they're all kind of strung together so close.
Yeah, definitely sucks. I really didn't get to see none of his stuff, to be honest with you. I was probably, not born yet, but rest in peace to him, and yeah, sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. We have, just give it Gonzalez to his family,
Real quick, gentlemen, I have some breaking news. We actually, I just booked a show with somebody that actually wanted to come on WH Radio. He is a SoCal wrestler. He is a good friend of the WH crew. He will call you comrade.
Huh.
I just gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
My voice. You want to go ahead and announce it, or because I'm pretty sure you already know who this is, right?
Human Tornado.
He calls his comrade
Joey Ryan.
Sasha.
Oh, what about him?
Sasha
Hey, what about
is coming back to. Sasha's coming to WH Radio. The only person that uses comrade. You Martinez does not use. You Martinez doesn't even talk.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I didn't think of Sasha. I mean, I only talked to him like normally. I didn't never talk to him like his wrestling character way. But okay.
And this is going to be on the 29th. He'll be here on WH Radio. He was on the Indie Power Rankings not too long ago. Me and Matt got to him. He is hilarious. He actually is usually in character when he. Let's see what happens with WH Radio. Funny because I was talking to him on and he was like, "Real guest, you bring me."
Yeah.
So,
he shocked me. Tornado actually hit me up on AWS over the weekend. Said, "Hey, I want to be back on WH Radio. Just let me know when I want to come back." He wants to come back, so I don't know when we can do that, but he wants to be back on the show.
Former WG and former WS, what's the come? See, tell us what WS, brother.
What was that? Your phone was cutting off.
I said, speaking of AWS, what's going on with that?
I guess he broke the news last night that they had to cancel some shows, and they're gonna just do 3 shows, and they're gonna have a hiatus, I believe. Well, it does happen in the wrestling company. I mean, wrestling business. You know, when we can't afford to do many shows, it just can't happen. You know, IWL did the same thing. They were out for a whole year. You know, so I just know that they canceled their freaking November, December, and another August show they were supposed to do in Hemet, which is an hour away. They were supposed to do a show there, but they canceled that.
That was supposed to be on?
I'm sorry?
The one that was supposed to be on?
Who's going to be on?
JT Dunn.
No, not that. I mean, he's going to be in the other August show, but the other one before that, they were going to do in a venue where the Young Bucks wrestled the Bandinos. That same venue there, they canceled that one. But the one JT Dunn's going to be on, that's still on. But I'm assuming September is going to be their last show, and then you don't know when's their next show after that. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's gonna die or anything, but it happens. You know, you just can't do. I mean, this point in the time where independent companies, they do struggle with things like hell. Remember 2 years ago, PWG even struggled to find a date. Remember, they were out for 5 months. They didn't do a show. This is about 2 years ago, right after when Generico left. They couldn't do a show for 5 months because they couldn't find a day to do the show. So. I mean, heck, shit happens, you know?
Yeah. Well, for those AWS fans that didn't know the news, there you go. I want to let everybody else.
You know, one thing that was funny that when I was at AWS this past weekend, some people told me that show they had the same day as PWG, people were chanting, "This show's better. You know, this show's better." I was like, wow, really? I had to put that out there.
I'm sorry, but they
interesting.
They all can sit in the corner for that one. I'm sorry. I am definitely sorry for. I'm just being 100. I still got love for you, Bart. Just saying, but I'm just saying. But for all those people out here in SoCal, in case you want to meet up with certain wrestlers, the wrestling guy, he has these people booked.
Hold on.
Store.
Before you say that, do not mention August. Okay?
I know, bro. Secret. What the fuck?
Okay, making sure. You you bark sometimes.
The The shit is not even fucking posted. The ones that I'm fucking about to.
I'm just okay. Just want to make sure.
I don't even know who's going to be there August.
I told you.
Anyways, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But anyways, June 28th, Melissa Santos, Lucha Underground. If you watch Lucha Underground, the lady with the purple dress on that announces the wrestlers wearing fine ass is going to be there. Damn.
Met her already.
So, I've seen her plenty of times, really never met her, but I will meet her, and if somehow we can get at the fucking store and she's down for interview, I will interview the lady. She is beautiful. But, that's on June 28th, Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., people. July 16th, people, is a Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m., you got Robbie E. from TNA is going to be at the Wrestling Guy store. And on Sunday, July 19th, you got Johnny Mundo, a.k.a. John Morrison, and Melina. They will be together, and it's from 12 to 2 p.m. That's got to
be awkward.
That's an M&M reunion, but you need Joey Ryan. Joey Mercury. But anyways.
So that's what's going on.
There is a big August one. So
it definitely is. I just act like I forgot. But he had to bring up the August one because I wasn't going to bring it up.
I just want to let listeners know I know who it is already, and it's a former Intercontinental Champion. And this person's been on the news as of late. So, I think that's a good one today. So,
Is it China? She's a former Intercontinental Champion.
I'm not revealing who it is. It could be Shelton Benjamin. It could be Ric Flair. It could be Carlito. So I ain't gonna tell you who it is.
It could be me, damn it. I'm a former champion. I'm just playing. But anyways,
yeah, because you carry the Intercontinental title, the real Intercontinental title doesn't mean you're the former Intercontinental Champion.
I want to say shout out to everybody that's in line midnight right now for the midnight release for Batman. I will be playing that in a minute. It's downloading on my Xbox soon. I'll be on that game. Shout out to ACH because he actually posted a photo. He's looking forward to playing the game too. All the gamers. Shout out to all the gamers out there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Wrestling Heads Radio here on the Elite Podcast Network. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Heads. We have a website at it's WrestlingHeads.com, and make sure you check it out. You know, we got news from WWE, from the WWE to from the Indies to New Japan. Whatever we find, we post. We try to put the word out there for all the fans so they can know what's going on in the world we call professional wrestling. I'm WH Skits on Twitter, at WH Skits. Make sure you follow me. I'm looking forward to next week. This Thursday, we'll be here on the show. We're a lot of indie talk, PWG talk for sure, because PWG is this fucking Friday, and I'm looking forward to that one. Mystery Vortex 3 should be a good one as always. Find me in the front row at the corner by the bar if you ever buy the DVD, people. Also, people, follow Elite Podcast Net on fucking Twitter. Give us some Twitter followers, people. We need that. And we're looking to get some more guests here on the show. Hopefully Dalton Castle's down and beyond. But yeah. I'll make that happen for Tom.
Yeah, let's do it for Tom. But anyway, so you can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter and Instagram. I haven't done my class match in weeks. I've been busy the last few weeks, but this weekend, so maybe I'll do it. So we'll see what happens. But still, check out WrestlingHeads.com. Check out Skits and Kiana's work. Shout out to Kiana, by the way. She really loves us. And yeah, shout out to the wrestling guys. So shout out to Jerry. He always listens to our show every show. What's up, Jerry? And thank you for not starting a Oscar Sucks chant in AWS. Thank you very much. Because I don't suck at all. And
shout out to that caller that called up too.
Yeah, shout out to that caller too. Forgot your name. I'm sorry if I just forgot your name, but yeah, shout out to him too. Yeah, let's get Dalton Castle in here, and yes, let's just do it for Tom. And let's make up some fucking bullshit. Let's just say Tom has AIDS or something. And
whoa, you guys are taking it way too far. Way too far.
Hey,
drawing the line. You cross
right now. That didn't come out my mouth. So,
Oscar, you crossed the line.
What is this cross the line thing? You're a TNA fan? You crossed the line. So there you go.
They haven't used that slogan in fucking years. Their new motto is "We're going downhill." But anyway. You can follow me on Twitter @2tweetme. That's my personal account. That's where I'm tweeting wrestling, so make sure you follow me there. Make sure you follow the boys over at Weekly Wrestling Podcast, Weekly W Podcast on Twitter. Got Indie Power Rankings coming up tomorrow and Wednesday, respectively. Always a good show there. I actually did 2 shows with the Weekly Wrestling Podcast last week on Indie Power Rankings Live on Wednesday, Wrestle Chat on Friday, so I'm popping in and out of shows here on the Elite Podcast Network, so make sure you're always keeping up on Twitter @Elite Podcast Net, like Skip said. Make sure you check out everybody else here on the Elite Podcast Network. Uncle Mike and Tom's show is usually on Thursdays. Like I said, Indie Power Rankings Live Tuesday and Wednesday, Beyond the 3 Count, and we got Eyes on the Ring on Sunday. And speaking of that, I will throw it to Mr. Nathan to throw out everything with Eyes on the Ring.
You can follow me on Twitter @Headliner5. That is the number 5. You can follow Eyes on the Ring @Eyes on the Ring. I'm always tweeting Raw and WWE pay-per-views over on that account, and I usually will do the same thing on my account. So you'll see the same tweets twice. So people probably get annoyed at that, but I really don't care. Read everything on eyesonthering.com. I will be bringing Lucha Underground reviews starting this Wednesday to eyesonthering.com. I don't know if you guys know who Greg DeMarco is, but he's got a website called vocnation.com. He asked me if I would be willing to write Lucha Underground reviews for them, and he told me I could use them for Eyes on the Ring as well. So vocnation.com, actually it's wrestlingsmash.com, but it's the same website as vocnation.com. Where the Lucha Underground reviews will be, and also they will be on Eyes on the Ring. So both locations, you'll be able to check them out. And that's, I think, all I have to say. Make sure to follow @Elite Podcast Net.
All right. If you need Lucha Underground spoilers, I'm your man here.
I know that.
But anyways, I think it's time for us to close the show because I want to watch Swerve. And, yeah.
We're going to swerve our asses out the show. And I'm looking forward to play some fucking Batman. Until then, see you on Thursday as we talk independent wrestling, period. Peace. Motherfuckers.